Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
So talk us through the your mindset going into that 2019 playoffs game and then winning MVP. Was that something you expected? And what was your whole thought process going into that game and during the game? Like, what was it that got you going that just made you go off?
What's crazy is I was so nervous. I was like, my palms were sweating. I was just a mess. But I didn't really expect too much. I think for me, what I try and do is just come into the game and let it come to me. And I feel like they were giving me, because I am traditionally a driver. So over the years, I feel like I've had to work on my three, and it's not amazing, but
Keep working.
there's always like room for improvement. So I think I've had to work on my threes so that I can actually get my drives, because what people were doing was just staying in the paint and just waiting for me to come. So I think in that game, they were giving me room to shoot. So once I shot and then I could drive. So it was just like reading the game, So I just came in and I was just, that's all I was doing, was just reading what I had and just taking those shots. So yeah, it was crazy. That game was crazy because I had to watch it back because it didn't feel real.
Yeah.
It didn't feel real to me. So I literally had to watch it back because I'm like, some of the shots that I was taking, I couldn't believe that I took them because they would be stuff that I would pass up normally. But in the game and that atmosphere was just amazing. Like, you just don't even think about anything else but just playing. And like, it's just, it's an amazing atmosphere and like place to play when you play at the O2, because that was my first year ever playing there.
And playing in that atmosphere as well. Was that the one at the O2, right?
Yeah, that was the one at the O2. Yeah, it was amazing because, I'd never played there before, so that was my first time. So, yeah, it was nice. Like, once the first basket goes in, you get a bit of confidence, and I think that's just what it was for me. It's like I was hitting a couple shots, and then I just had that confidence moving forward. So, yeah.
And then then talk us through the other experience, because you again got MVP again, and in the cup final. Talk us through that one. Was you more relaxed that one because it was you won it the first time before the year before, and then you're going into another final, which was the cup final. Was there a different approach to that game? Was it the same as before?
I'm a really nervous and anxious person, so I'm never like relaxed going into games. I'm always like super nervous, and especially because the year before we lost that on a buzzer beater, I think. Yeah, Helen Naylor's shot. So we lost that game. So I think I was just nervous at that, and then that game, I don't know. I can't really remember. Not that I can't remember it, but I can't remember how I felt in that moment. But I think I definitely was nervous. But I think we just let the game come to us. But that game, I feel, like I said, like we have such a deep bench. You never know who's gonna get what. So I think everyone was playing. There was a large selection of people that could have got MVP and should have. So it's like, it was I was like honored to have, but I think anyone could have got on that night because it wasn't just me that played well. Kat played well. Kat almost had a triple double. Renee was playing well. She was hitting big shots. Irene, she played really good too. And we was missing T as well. So,
Two-time MVP, but so talk us through that little moment then, because I had them girls on a round table about that. Talk us through your perspective with Helen hitting that shot, like that those moments can be soul destroying sometimes, or just crush it like that.
I think every athlete has those moments where they're like, you will never forget certain things or certain plays or certain moments in your career. And I think that game and that shot it's one of those things I will never forget. I'll never forget how I felt in that moment when I saw the ball go through. And then and
the commentator as well.
Yeah.
Helen Naylor.
It was crazy. And what's crazy, what was good though, what I took from that was a positive, was so many people after the game were saying like how good the game was. And I think it made people pay more attention to women's basketball. So, it was sad that we had to lose, but it was like so much good came out of it because so much people were more interested in the WBBR after that game because there were loads of people that were saying that it was, more it was better than the men's game after. So it was like, I think it was good for us to like showcase that like the women's game can be as competitive as the men's, and like
It was.
should watch.
You could tell because it looked like there was some good matchups there as well. Like you had yourself, T and Kat, and then on the other side you got Naylor. Also, Sarah Toe was on the other team. Even Naomi was on the other team. Like that was. They
had a really good team that year. And every time we played them three or four times that year, and every game was super competitive. Like it was almost like down to the wire. Like last couple plays.
Yeah.
Was this like where it separated. So even that game, I think it was like neck and neck almost, and then I think we were down at one point, came back. It was just that game was amazing though. But not the best outcome.
And there's another team I've seen because I saw when I first discovered you in the highlights, the team you gave the work to, Leicester. You had them girls arguing with each other, man. What's going on over there? When you're killing someone so much, you got them arguing. You're like,
no, Leicester, it's always competitive when we play them. And I think, they have this chip on their shoulder, so it's always nice, I would say, when you get to knock it off. So I enjoy playing, and I feel for some reason, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I always seem to have like really good games, but maybe because they're just one of those teams I always want to beat because, they just talk a bit too much for me. But Jamila's like, because we go at it when we go at it, and I think I always enjoy playing against Leicester because, it's nice to beat them.
Definitely, man, definitely. I like that. And last one before I go into my next one, whichever of the two cup wins or trophy wins were the most memorable out of the two you had, or the MVPs, first say. Most memorable one and the most gratifying.
I would say the first one because it was my first time at the O2.
Yeah. That
season, I think we were undefeated. I think, or did we lose one game? I can't remember. Oh no, that season we were undefeated. I think we went the whole season without losing, and then to get to the final and then win, it was just it was like a sigh of relief. Like I think I was exhausted from like just the stress that you carry because it is hard. I think for me, it's not always about winning, like I just want to enjoy it as well. And I think, I had so much fun that year, and it wasn't just about the fact that we were winning. I feel like I, became a better person. I became a better player. I was just like happy, and it was because the year that I had at Nottingham, I kind of like lost love for the game again. So that year that was at Seven Oaks, I kind of like fell in love with it again. I was enjoying playing, and so I think that win was like the best for me because it was like such a good season leading up to it.
Man, that's dope. I like that.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris.